Tonight, Robert Bonner. I am the president of the Southern Wisconsin Building Trades Council here in Janesville, Wisconsin. We unanimously support Bryce for his run for Congress. All right. On top of being the president of the Southern Wisconsin Building Trades Council, I am also the Rock County Board of Supervisors for District 6. The reason I am the Rock County Board of Supervisors is because I got inspired. I seen Randy step up last year, make his announcement to run, and I got inspired. I wanted to do something to better my community. Because of that, I stepped up, and I won my election today. So I want to thank you. So what's the reason I'm up here today supporting Randy Bryce? Right? Randy Bryce is an everyday man. He's a working man. He wants to stand up for the working men and women of Southern Wisconsin. He wants to make sure that there's good quality jobs for us all. Right? That's important. Randy served our country honorably in the military for the last 20 years. He's been a union iron worker. And trust me when I tell you, if he can be a union iron worker, he can definitely kick butt in Congress. All right? I tell you, union iron workers are some of the hardest working men and women I know. A whole lot. As far as Senator Sanders, why do I stand here today and support Senator Sanders? Because he stood and supported the working men and women of this country for decades in Washington against special interest groups. Last I was asked, what will it take for us to win this election in November? All right? Here's what's going to take. It's going to take us, the working men and women of Southern Wisconsin, standing together, letting our voices be heard. We need to get out and vote. This is an election we cannot afford to lose. We must get out and vote. We must get out and vote. All right? Solidarity. Solidarity.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome, live from Austin, Texas, Mr. Alan Cote.
do this even better. This is maybe the most important song that's been written in the last century, and I think it's very important that we all remember this as an anthem if we were.
This land is your land. This land is my land. From California to New York Island. From the redwood forest to the Gulf Stream harbor. This land was made for you and me. As I went walking that ribbon of highway, I saw the lovely down in the skyway. I saw the lonely that golden night. This land was made for you and me. This land is your land. This land is my land. From California to the New York Island. From the redwood forest to the Gulf Stream harbor. This land was made for you and me. I'll go and ramble and follow my footsteps from the sparkling sands of diamond rivers and all around me. Their voice was sounding. This land was made for you and me. This land is your land. This land is my land. From California to the New York Island. From the redwood forest to the Gulf Stream harbor. This land was made for you and me.
Walk up. This next verse doesn't get sung all that often, but it's my favorite verse. It's possibly the most important verse and possibly the most important song that this country has produced. I'd like to dedicate this verse to he who shall not be named. The man who campaigned on a promise to extend his property brand right through the center of Big Bend National Park. That upsets me for a number of reasons, as I'm sure it does many of you. I grew up right near there, and that's one of the most beautiful places in this great nation. And if you haven't been, I strongly suggest you go, because our national parks need some support from right now. This land was made for you and me. This land does not belong to you or me. This land does not belong to the 99, does not belong to the 1. This land does not belong to the Republicans or the Democrats. This land does not belong to the independents or the anarchists or the socialists or the communists. This isn't dadism, ism. This land belongs to no one. We belong to this land. We try to fill our soul with a lot of different things, oil and alcohol and opiates and etc. But at the end of the day, all we really need is all around us. And From the redwood forest to the Gulf Stream waters, this land was made for you and me. Who was it made for? This land was made for you and me. One more time from the bottom of your heart, please. This land was made for you and me. Next, we'd like to welcome Cheyenne Rupert.
Hello, my name is Cheyenne Rupert, and I'm going to be a sophomore at UW-Milwaukee in the fall, majoring in political science. The 2016 election motivated me to get involved in politics. It showed me just how important it is to stand up for what you believe in. At the time, I was 17, so unfortunately I was unable to vote. But I made sure I spent all my time doing everything that I possibly could to get Senator Bernie Sanders elected as our next president. His platform is based on very progressive ideals, something I believe in. And like so many other Americans, my story is not unique. I faced many health problems throughout high school and the beginning of college, and every time I would go in my doctor's office, I walked out with a bill that was more than I could afford. I racked up thousands of dollars in medical bills, and it took a toll on my family, and opened my eyes to just how our government was letting millions of Americans suffer because of our broken healthcare system. Last fall, one of my good friends told me about an event that was happening with this guy named Bryce, who was running against Paul Ryan here in the 1st Congressional District. On a whim, I decided to go. I didn't know much about him or his platform. The minute I walked in, I knew Randy was a special type of candidate. His energy and his passion for fighting for working people could be felt in the room. He wants to make sure that people's voices and concerns are being addressed here in Southeast Wisconsin. He wants to listen and represent the people whose voices have gone unnoticed in politics. We need a person in Congress who stands with their constituents and listens to what they have to say, instead of listening to the special interest groups that control politicians in Washington. Just like I worked for Bernie's campaign, I started volunteering for Randy, because he is the real deal. Randy has a grassroots campaign. I personally have knocked on doors, made calls, walked in parades, and cheered Randy on throughout the past year. It is time for the young people to come together and realize that all of our futures depend on electing a candidate that will fight all to the person doing just that, Randy Bryce.
And a huge thank you to Senator Sanders for coming back to the first district. To help us replace Paul Ryan and keep us flowing. And to defeat his clone. I also want to thank UAW for opening up their hall for us. You know, it may sound crazy, but running for Congress is not something that was on my bucket list. You know, there's some people that claim that I've been a politician, but I can say without a doubt, I haven't been able to pay one bill on a politician's salary. Just over a year ago today, we were talking on a job site about doing something to actually make a change because we weren't being represented in Wisconsin or in Washington, D.C. You know, and Paul Ryan had been the worst offender. Shortly after Donald Trump was elected, I got a phone call. Lock him up! You were there too. I got a phone call from Voices de la Frontera, which is an immigrants' rights group. And they asked me if I started attending their emergency meetings. Their membership was terrified of what had just happened. Worried about families being torn apart. So I was able to help bring in my labor friends and veteran friends and members from other communities to stand with our immigrants, brothers and sisters. And it occurred to me then, just as it does right now, that's what we need to do. We need to come together. If I would consider throwing my hat in the ring against Paul Ryan, I looked at all the people that were around me, listened to their stories, and remembered how scared they were. And in particular, there was one young lady, she was a high school student, and she was up on the stage in tears. And she started off her speech by talking about, you know, I'm undocumented and I'm unafraid. And I'm thinking, my God, how brave is that? In today's day and age, to get up in front of a stage, not knowing who's in the audience, and make that claim. She was worried that she might not be able to finish her day in school, that ICE would come in and take her away and send her to a deportation camp. Or barring that, if she did make it through a day of school, to get home, only to find that ICE had kicked in her family's door and taken her dad away, who didn't have documentation either. So, after hearing stories like that, I knew I had to say yes. I knew I could bring people together. I knew I could bring people together, and I believed then, and I still believe now, that we need a working person standing up for other working people. After I graduated from high school, I enlisted in the Army, and I spent the tour in Honduras. When I came back, I worked with homeless vets. It was, and still is appalling to me, that those two words can be uttered in the same sentence. Homeless veterans. When that grant ran out, I did what a lot of veterans do. I worked 2 full-time jobs. Despite working those 2 full-time jobs, I didn't have any health insurance. So when I was diagnosed with cancer, I had no way to cover the costs. I survived the disease, and even proved them wrong when they told me I wouldn't be able to have kids. My son Ben is here today. But the financial burden was insurmountable, and like so many others across this district and the country, I had to declare bankruptcy. And it took many years to crawl out of the hole, and I'm forever grateful that my former wife and I, who's also here, were able to put our son first and make sure that he was taken care of until I was able to get back on my feet. I know that my story resonates with countless people because it's their story too. Soon after, I was given the opportunity to have an apprenticeship as an iron worker. Working on iron is tough, but it's also what helped me to get out of debt and be able to provide for my son. It gave us both good health insurance and allowed me entry into the middle class. But sadly, too many of these good-paying union jobs are being outsourced. You know, it's happening right here at home and all across the country. That's why I'm here. That's why I keep fighting for all of us. So now, while Paul Ryan may not be on the ballot in November, even though he won't be on the ballot, his anti-worker agenda will be. With your help and with the help from people all across the country, we were able to repeal him, but the Speaker's chosen replacement is just as bad as he is. Yeah. His hand-picked replacement has outsourced jobs, supported the tax scam. He's not going to protect Medicaid and Social Security. Bottom line, he doesn't have any idea what it's like to fall on hard times, what it means to live in poverty, and how hard it is to make ends meet when his party keeps putting profits over people. As Paul Wright said in his endorsement, he knows what he's doing. That's exactly what I'm worried about. Listen, I'm not a lifelong politician. I'm not someone who was groomed from a young age to run for Congress. But I am here because I believe that healthcare is a right, not a privilege. Life and death choices because they can't afford their medications. I believe we need to protect the good paying jobs we have and to bring more back to this country. That includes rebuilding our crumbling infrastructure and investing in blue collar jobs. I believe we have to protect our environment because our kids and their kids will protect us.
our citizens are taken care of. We need to use our taxpayer money to give our kids better education. And how about paying public sector workers what they're worth before we give away millions of dollars in subsidies to foreign companies? And everybody in the entire district deserves a heck of a lot better than what they've been having for the last 20 years. And I believe in the campaign that we've built here. This is something special, something that hasn't been seen in this district for over 20 years. 120,000 people have supported our campaign. We raised close to $6 million within, the best part is that's with an average contribution of $25 a person. We've been able to get endorsements from labor, women's groups, elected officials, and since we're in the hall, United Auto Workers have backed us as well. And I'm committed more than ever now, let's get back to exporting cars, not jobs. Our campaign brings people together, and we have gained support because people see what we are doing. They see what we are building. And let me tell you, the Republicans are scared. They're doing everything in their power to try to stop this movement. But we're in construction, not demolition. Driving by the GM plant here that they're tearing down, that's very heartbreaking. But then looking here, brand new ceiling tiles. We haven't been here for a week. Those are brand new tiles. I saw pictures of them putting it up and it was like, this is fantastic. That's a commitment to staying here. And that's why even though that factory is abandoned, we are not going to abandon the people that once worked there. I'm an iron worker. I build things. I know how to build something that can last through these cold, wet, frosty Wisconsin winters and survive the scorching summers. I know how to build things that will stand strong no matter what. And I can tell you that what we have built is strong enough to make sure that this blue wave comes into Wisconsin. But it's too important not to say again. This fight is far from over. Together we repeal Paul Ryan, but I'm going to need every single one of you to help me replace him. And now, I'd like to introduce a man who, I got a phone call from him asking me if I would make a speech at his presidential rally. I was on, I think it was the 27th floor of the Northwestern Mutual building downtown Wisconsin. And I'm thinking, who else, what kind of construction worker gets a call on his lunch break from a presidential candidate asking if you'll come talk at his rally? Not only that, that's not even the part that really floored me. His campaign also wanted to know, are there any picket lines that the senator can visit to walk with working people? That's somebody I can get behind, and I am so proud that he has chosen very early on to get behind us. Senator Bernie Sanders.
Thank you all for being here in this cool Wisconsin evening. Let me begin by expressing my honor not only to be with Randy this evening, but to be in a UAW hall. UAW is one of the great unions in our country, and I think back now to the 1930s when the UAW was organized, when their leaders were beaten up by company thugs, when workers sat in to demand the right to form a union, when workers understood that the only way we make change is when we stand together and fight back. I thank the UAW and I thank the trade union movement for everything they have done in this country to make sure that every man, woman, and child has a decent standard of living. To come back here for the next congressman in this district, Randy Bryce. Now, there are 435 congressional districts all across this country, but in many ways, this is the most important congressional race. I will tell you why. Because this race is symbolic of what Trump and Paul Ryan are all about. I have known Paul Ryan for a number of years. I have nothing personal against him. In fact, I applaud his honesty. Paul Ryan is upfront in saying that we should give and did give over $1 trillion in tax breaks to the top 1%. That's what Paul Ryan wanted. And then Paul Ryan came back and said, okay, we drove the deficit up by over $1 trillion, and in order to deal with that, we're now going to cut Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid. Agenda, and that is the agenda that Randy Bryce is going to defeat in this election. And also, on a personal note, I want to thank the people of Wisconsin for the strong support they gave me in the 2016 other states said is that ideas which once seemed radical
are now mainstream. And you made that happen. There was just a poll came out today, and it said that 63% of the American people believe in a Medicare for all. Trump and their friends think that health care reform is throwing 32 million Americans off of the health care they have. Our view is that health care reform is guaranteeing health care to every man, woman, and child. In his remarks, and it is absolutely true. Real change never comes from the top on down. It always comes from the bottom on up. You have got a great candidate in Randy, but he cannot do it alone. He needs your help. Please get out there. Please knock on doors. Please use social media. Please make sure your friends and co-workers vote. This is an enormously important election, and you all can make the difference. Get behind Randy. In this room that we are living in unprecedented political times, and we are living in a pivotal moment in American history. And what happens in this election impacts not only you and you, it impacts our children, our grandchildren, and the future of this planet. Make a non-political statement for a moment and speak to those people in Wisconsin, and there were more than a few, who voted for Donald Trump. And let me just say this. No. And let me just say this, politics aside. As parents, and many of us are parents, I'm a grandfather of 7 beautiful grandchildren. What we try to do as parents and as grandparents, we say to our children, tell the truth. Tell the truth. Respect your friends. Have compassion when people are in trouble. That's how we educate our children. It is a national disgrace that we have a president who is a pathological liar. Friends, conservative friends who I disagree with. They believe what they believe, but they believe it and they tell the truth as they see it. How do we have a vibrant democracy when you have a president who lies every day? Who tells us one thing today and something else tomorrow? This president not only lies, he has shown us a degree of cruelty that we have never seen from a president of the United States. Some of you may have read a few weeks ago, in the midst of the crisis in the southern border, that President Trump said it was an act of strength to tear children, little babies, from the arms of their mothers. And I say, Mr. President, that is not an act of strength. That is an act of moral weakness. And that is not what this country is about. But his cruelty and his lies deal not just with immigration. During the campaign, Trump came here to Wisconsin. And he said to the people of Wisconsin and Vermont, people all over this country, he said, I am going to provide health care to everybody. Remember that?
Yeah.
Well, not only has he never made any attempt for universal health care, his health care reform would throw 32 million people off of the health care they have. Trump came to Wisconsin and Vermont. And Trump said, this is what he said. He said, I am a different kind of Republican. You remember that? Hey, literally said, I am not like Paul Ryan. See, Randy Bryce is not like Paul Ryan.
That's for sure.
But he said, I'm not like Paul Ryan. I'm not going to cut Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid. Guess what? He lied. He introduced a budget that would cut Medicaid by $1 trillion over a 10-year period, Medicare by $500 billion, and cut funding for the Social Security Disability Insurance Fund. Trump told the people of Wisconsin, we're going to move forward on tax reform, but it is not going to benefit the wealthy. Ho, ho, ho! He lied again. Here is a guy who wants to cut Medicare, Medicaid, and Social Security, but supported vigorously a tax plan that would provide 83% of the benefits to the top 1%. At a time when we have more income and wealth inequality than any time since the 1920s, at a time when 3 people own more wealth than the bottom half of America, trust me, billionaires do not need a huge tax break. And God only knows that the people of this country will not accept cuts to Social Security, Medicare, and Medicare. But not only does Trump have an economic agenda that benefits billionaires at the expense of everybody else, but he's trying to do something else that is unprecedented. Every president in American history, conservative, progressive, middle of the road, understands that the function of the President of the United States is to bring our people together. But we have a president now for cheap political purposes who is trying to divide us up based on the color of our skin, based on our religion, based on our sexual orientation, based on our gender, based on the country where we came from. All of you know the history of the United States in terms of racial discrimination, in terms of gender discrimination, in terms of religious bigotry. What we tell this president is this country has struggled for too many years to end discrimination. We are going forward. sweeping this country. Candidates are running on a progressive agenda, and they are winning. The people are sick and tired of a government dominated by the billionaire class and for the billionaire class. They want a government that represents all of us, not just wealthy corporations. And we are seeing that political revolution. We saw it 2 weeks ago in the Bronx. Waitress a year ago will now be a U.S. congressperson. We saw it in Maryland 2 weeks ago, where a good friend of mine, Ben Kellis, former head of the NAACP, took on the Maryland establishment and is now running for governor on the Democratic. Chewy Garcia and a slate of candidates took on the Democratic machine in Chicago and beat them badly. We saw it in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, where a new district attorney understands that his job is not to lock up more people, but to reduce the prison population. We have seen the political revolution in so-called conservative states, in Oklahoma, in West Virginia, in Kentucky. Teachers stood up right on school. Legislatures and demanded that their kids get the quality education they deserve. We saw it in Parkland, Florida, where young people went through an unspeakable and unimaginable trauma. But instead of becoming depressed, instead of withdrawing, they stood up and said that in this country we need common sense gun safety legislation. We are seeing low-wage workers standing up and fighting back. A few years ago, anybody talked about raising the minimum wage to $15 an hour, somebody would think you're crazy. But all over this country, young people stood up and they said, we can't make it on $8 or $9 an hour. And what's going on all over this country is cities and states are passing legislation for $15 an hour. When some of us, very few of us, said that in the new economy, we've got to redefine what a public education means, and we got to make public colleges and universities tuition free. People say you're crazy, it's too radical an idea. Check out what's happening all across the country. Not only need a higher education regardless of their income, they need the technical training that should be available for them to go out and get the good jobs that are waiting there. most importantly, do not kid yourself, we are winning the debate on health care. That it is insane that the United States of America remains the only major country on earth not to guarantee health care to all people, and Randy and I are going to change that reality. Pharmaceutical industry that they're not going to continue to rip off the American people and charge us the highest prices in the world for prescription drugs. And by the way, being here in a union hall, I'm proud to tell you about the Workplace Democracy Act that we have introduced, which will finally make it easier for workers to join unions, not harder. So brothers and sisters, what this campaign is all about is not complicated. You have a handful of billionaires, the Koch brothers and others, who are spending hundreds of millions of dollars to elect candidates who represent the wealthy and the powerful. Meanwhile, the middle class of this country continues to shrink. Workers are working longer hours for lower wages despite low unemployment. And what this campaign is about and what Randy is about is saying enough is enough. We're going to have a government that represents all of the people, not just the 1%. If this government can afford $1 trillion for the 1%, you're damn well right that we can guarantee health care to all people. We can make public colleges and universities tuition-free and lower student debt. Infrastructure and create millions of good-paying jobs. Brothers and sisters, this election is the most important midterm election in the history of this country. And this district is symbolic in terms of what happens to the future of this country. Either we go forward with tax breaks for billionaires and cuts to the programs that working families desperately need, or we go forward in a radically different direction. And make sure that every man, woman, and child in this country has the standard of living that he or she is entitled to. Yeah. We can take on Trump, we can take on Ryan, and we can beat them, but we can't do it unless all of us are involved. That's our job now.